I've failed many times in my life. I failed my university entrance exams 3 times, and I was rejected from over 30 jobs, including KFC. At first, it was easy to blame the system, the economy, or even bad luck. But something shifted in me when I realized that the only way to transform my life was by taking full responsibility for it. When I stopped looking for excuses and started looking for solutions, that's when my journey to success really began. Life doesn't hand you all the answers, and waiting for perfect conditions is a waste of time. The key is to stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I do about it?" When you make that shift, your focus changes, and where focus goes, energy flows. If you don't take control of your life, no one else will do it for you. I used to say, if not now, when? If not me, who? That mindset pushed me to take action, even when the path wasn't clear. Taking responsibility isn't easy. I had to face my mistakes and understand that my choices led me to where I was. It was painful, but it was necessary. Every failure I encountered taught me something invaluable. Without that awareness, I wouldn't have been able to overcome the challenges that lay ahead. The truth is, while you're busy blaming the world, you're missing the opportunity to become the person who can truly change your reality. I learned that trying to change the world around you is pointless if you're not willing to change yourself first. As I often say, if you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. Real change starts from within, and it's that internal shift that transforms everything around you. Once you take responsibility for your life, something extraordinary happens. You start seeing opportunities more clearly. And when those opportunities come, there's one crucial thing you need to stay on track: clear, defined goals. When I began my journey, one thing became crystal clear. You can't get anywhere if you don't know where you're going. Many people wait for success to happen by chance. But I've learned that hope is not a strategy. What really drives us forward are clear, well-defined goals. Ask yourself, how much do you want to earn? By when? Without those answers, any progress you make will be temporary and based on luck. I was always very clear about my objectives. When we founded Alibaba, our goal was simple: to help small businesses succeed in the digital world. We knew where we wanted to go, and because of that, we could create a concrete plan. Setting goals is like setting the direction on a compass. Without it, you may move, but you won't move in the right direction. If not now, when? That phrase guided me to set specific timelines for every goal we had. Over time, those small wins turned into something much bigger. Having a goal is just the beginning. What truly makes a difference is how you plan to reach it. Every goal should be tangible, something you can measure and track. Think of it like building a house. You wouldn't start construction without knowing how the house should look when it's finished. The same goes for your goals. You need to visualize what you want and create a clear, actionable plan to get there. With clear goals, the path becomes much easier to follow and success becomes more attainable. But goals are meaningless without action. Too many people get stuck in the planning stage but never move into execution. I've always been a big believer in taking action quickly. When you have a clear goal, every step you take toward it, no matter how small, is significant. Once you take that first step, things start to happen. That's how real change occurs. Whenever I feel lost or overwhelmed, I remind myself of the importance of returning to my goals. They're like a lighthouse, guiding me even in the darkest of times. And when you have clear goals, you need one more thing to stay on course: discipline. Setting goals is important, but without discipline, they remain nothing more than dreams. I've seen many people with incredible ideas, but they fail to reach their full potential because they lack the discipline to follow through. Discipline is what transforms vision into reality. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up, even on days when you don't feel like it. For me, discipline has always been the key to achieving the impossible. When we were building Alibaba, there were countless days when things seemed impossible. But every day I reminded myself and my team that success comes from consistency. It's not the big leaps that get you there, it's the small, steady steps. One day at a time. Every step, no matter how small, compounds over time and leads to massive change. That's the power of discipline. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Of course, discipline is not about never making mistakes. There will always be setbacks and challenges. What matters is how quickly you can get back on track after you slip. True discipline isn't about perfection. It's about resilience. It's the ability to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going. I've had many failures in my life, but I never let them stop me from moving forward. Building discipline is like building a muscle. You start small with daily habits that seem almost insignificant at first. But over time, these habits grow stronger and they become part of who you are. Whether it's waking up early to exercise or dedicating time each day to learning something new, these small actions compound into success. Discipline, after all, is a skill that anyone can develop. And once you develop that discipline, it becomes the foundation for everything else. With it, you can achieve any goal you set your mind to. But success doesn't stop with discipline. To truly grow and lead, you must embrace something even more powerful, a growth mindset. One thing I've always believed in is that learning never stops. The world is constantly changing, and those who stop learning get left behind. I often say that leaders are readers, but more than that, they are lifelong learners. You have to keep growing, keep evolving, because what worked yesterday won't necessarily work tomorrow. That's why maintaining a growth mindset is so crucial to success. When I look at the most successful people I know, they are not the ones who rest on their laurels. They are the ones who stay curious, who invest in themselves every day. Even 15 minutes of learning a day can lead to incredible growth over time. It doesn't matter how busy you are, you can always find time to learn something new, whether it's reading a book, taking an online course, or simply observing those around you. Continuous learning is the key to staying relevant. I've always encouraged my team to adopt this mindset. At Alibaba, we didn't just want to create a successful company, we wanted to create a culture of learning. I told my team, if you stop learning, you stop leading. That's why we pushed ourselves to innovate, to experiment, and to constantly challenge the status quo. We didn't fear failure because we knew that every failure was a lesson. The truth is, personal development isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong process. And the more you learn, the more you grow, both personally and professionally. This mindset opens doors you never thought possible. When you approach life with a curiosity and a willingness to learn, you unlock new levels of potential that lead to success. And as you continue learning, remember that the people around you play a critical role in shaping your mindset. Surrounding yourself with the right people can push you to grow even further. I've always believed that the people you surround yourself with can either lift you up or pull you down. Throughout my journey, I learned that if you want to succeed, you need to surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and help you grow. The energy and mindset of those around you are contagious, and they can influence the way you think and act more than you realize. I used to tell my team that success leaves clues. If you want to be successful, spend time with people who have achieved what you want to achieve. At Alibaba, we created an environment where we could learn from each other. where everyone was encouraged to bring their best ideas to the table. This collaborative spirit made us all stronger, and it helped push the company to new heights. But it's not just about being around successful people. It's about being around the right kind of people, the ones who genuinely want to see you succeed. I've had to distance myself from people who were negative or toxic, not because I didn't care about them, but because their energy was draining. If you're constantly surrounded by people who don't believe in your dreams, it becomes harder to stay focused and motivated. That's why it's so important to protect your energy and be intentional about who you let into your circle. Seek out people who push you to be better, who hold you accountable, and who encourage you to keep going even when things get tough. These are the people who will help you grow, both personally and professionally. Once you have the right people around you, the next step is to manage your most valuable resource, your time. Time is the most precious resource we have, and once it's gone, we can never get it back. This is something I've always been mindful of. When I was younger, I used to think I had all the time in the world. But as I grew older, I realized that how we manage our time determines the quality of our life and the level of our success. Managing your time effectively is the foundation for productivity and personal growth. One principle that has helped me tremendously is the 80-20 rule. It states that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. This means that not all tasks are created equal. I've always focused on identifying the few key tasks that drive the most value and results, and then dedicating my time to those. When you prioritize the right things, you can achieve more in less time. But effective time management also requires learning to say no. Early in my career, I used to say yes to every opportunity, thinking that it would help me grow. But I soon realized that trying to do everything meant I wasn't doing anything well. You need to be strategic with your time and protect it fiercely. Saying no to distractions allows you to say yes to the things that truly matter. Another critical aspect of managing your time is eliminating distractions. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in emails, social media, and endless meetings. But if you're constantly reacting to what's happening around you, you'll never make real progress on your goals. I've learned to block out time for deep work, where I can focus on the most important tasks without interruptions. And once you've mastered time management, there's another aspect of yourself that you must learn to control: your emotions. Emotions can either drive you forward or hold you back. One of the most important lessons I've learned is that you need to understand your emotions, not suppress them. Anger, fear, frustration, these feelings are natural, but they can cloud your judgment if you let them take control. Instead of letting emotions dictate your decisions, learn to recognize them for what they are, signals that something needs your attention. For me, learning to manage my emotions was a game changer. There were so many times when things didn't go the way I expected, and it was easy to feel frustrated or defeated, but I realized that reacting emotionally rarely led to the best outcomes. Instead, I learned to pause, take a breath, and respond thoughtfully. This shift in approach allowed me to make clearer decisions, especially in high-pressure situations. Managing emotions isn't about denying how you feel. It's about acknowledging those emotions and then choosing how to respond. When fear arises, for example, it's a sign that you're stepping out of your comfort zone, which is often where growth happens. Instead of letting fear stop you, use it as fuel to push forward. Embracing your emotions rather than avoiding them leads to greater self-awareness and resilience. I've also learned the importance of staying calm in the face of adversity. At Alibaba, we faced countless challenges that could have easily overwhelmed us. But staying calm allowed us to navigate through the chaos and come out stronger on the other side. Emotional intelligence is one of the most powerful tools for leadership and personal growth. Once you master your emotions, you're better equipped to manage your energy. And that brings us to the foundation of all success: physical health. No matter how ambitious you are, without good health, everything else becomes limited. I've always believed that taking care of your body is the first step toward achieving success. Your body is like a high-performance vehicle. It needs proper fuel and maintenance to function at its best. If you neglect your health, it doesn't matter how big your dreams are. You won't have the energy or stamina to make them a reality. Throughout my career, I made a conscious effort to prioritize my health. I knew that if I didn't take care of myself, I wouldn't be able to lead my company or inspire my team. It's not just about exercising or eating well, though those are important. It's about making health a part of your lifestyle. Simple habits like regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and getting enough sleep can have a profound impact on your energy levels and mental clarity. I've always encouraged my team to make their health a priority. You can't pour from an empty cup, and when you're not feeling your best, your work suffers. Investing in your health isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. If you want to perform at your highest level, you need to treat your body with the respect it deserves. Taking care of your health also has a direct impact on your mindset. When you're physically healthy, you're more resilient, more focused, and more optimistic. You have the energy to tackle challenges head-on and the mental clarity to make better decisions. In the fast-paced world of entrepreneurship, where long hours and stress are the norm, maintaining good health is essential for long-term success. And once you've built a strong foundation of health, the next step is embracing one of the most critical aspects of success, entrepreneurship as a game of love. To me, entrepreneurship isn't just about IQ or EQ, it's about LQ, the love quotient. True entrepreneurs don't just build companies for profit, they build them with love and compassion for their people, their customers, and their communities. If you don't care about the people you serve, your business won't last. That's why I always tell people that business is about heart, not just numbers. At Alibaba, we didn't just want to build a successful company. We wanted to build a company that made a positive impact on society, a company that helped small businesses thrive. From the very beginning, we worked with a sense of purpose. We weren't just in it for the money. We wanted to create something meaningful. And when you lead with love, it shows. Your team feels it, your customers feel it, and the success follows naturally. I've always believed that when you care deeply about the people you work with, you build something special. You create an environment where people feel valued and respected, and that's when true innovation happens. A company's culture is its backbone, and when that culture is based on love, the sky's the limit. Entrepreneurs who lead with their hearts, who care about their people and their customers, are the ones who change the world. It's not enough to be smart or strategic. You have to genuinely care. Business is about relationships, and those relationships are built on trust and empathy. That's what makes a company strong, and it's what keeps it relevant in a competitive market. And when you approach entrepreneurship with love, you're more willing to embrace the one constant in life: change. Change is inevitable. In business and in life, those who resist change are left behind. I've always believed that growth only happens when you step out of your comfort zone. If you're not willing to embrace change, you'll never reach your full potential. I've seen this time and again, both in my own life and in the lives of others. When I look back at the early days of Alibaba, we faced so many challenges that required us to adapt quickly. The internet was new, and most people didn't believe in e-commerce. But we knew that change was coming, and we embraced it. We didn't just adapt to the changes, we welcomed them. That's why Alibaba was able to grow into the company it is today. Many people fear change because it's uncomfortable. But I've learned that greatness only happens outside of your comfort zone. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. Change pushes you to think differently, to innovate, and to find new ways of solving problems. And it's through that discomfort that real progress is made. One thing I always tell people is that change is an opportunity, not a threat. It's an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become better. The world is changing faster than ever, and if you're not willing to adapt, you'll be left behind. But if you embrace change, you can turn uncertainty into possibility, and possibility into success. And when you embrace change, you develop one of the most important traits for success: resilience. No path to success is free from difficulties. Throughout my life, I've faced countless obstacles. I was rejected, I failed, and there were many times when it seemed like giving up would be the easier option. But I learned early on that resilience is what separates winners from losers. It's the ability to keep going, even when everything seems to be falling apart. In my journey with Alibaba, we encountered setback after setback, but every time we got back up and kept moving forward. That's what resilience is about, knowing that failure isn't the end, it's just a stepping stone to success. Every failure taught us something valuable, and it made us stronger in the long run. Resilience doesn't mean you won't feel discouraged or frustrated. It means that despite those feelings, you keep going. I always remind myself that the toughest challenges lead to the greatest rewards. Success is not about how many times you get knocked down, it's about how many times you get back up. One of the keys to resilience is having a strong sense of purpose. When you know why you're doing something, it becomes easier to push through the tough times. At Alibaba, our purpose was always clear: to help small businesses succeed. That purpose kept us going, even when things seemed impossible. And as you develop resilience, you'll find that you have the courage to make tough decisions. Being a leader means making tough decisions. There's no way around it. Whether you're running a business or leading a team, there will always be moments when you have to make difficult choices, and not everyone will agree with you. But I've learned that real success comes from making those decisions with courage, even when the outcome is uncertain. Throughout my career, I've had to make countless tough calls. Some were unpopular at the time, but looking back, I know they were the right decisions. I've always trusted my intuition and acted quickly. I believe that waiting for certainty often leads to missed opportunities. Sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith and adjust along the way. Courage isn't about never feeling fear. It's about moving forward despite that fear. There were many times when I wasn't sure if Alibaba would succeed, but I knew that staying still wasn't an option. If you want to lead, you have to be willing to take risks. It's not always easy, but the biggest rewards come from the hardest decisions. Making tough decisions also means taking responsibility for those decisions. As a leader, I always knew that the final call rested with me, and that meant being accountable for both the successes and the failures. But I've never let fear of failure stop me from making bold choices. And when you make decisions with courage, you pave the way for something even bigger: the power of dreaming big. I've always believed that great things start with great dreams. If you don't dream big, you'll never achieve big things. When I started Alibaba, people thought I was crazy. They didn't believe in my vision of e-commerce in China, but I did. I knew that if I could dream it, I could work toward it. That belief has been the driving force behind everything I've done. Dreaming big isn't just about imagining success. It's about visualizing a future that seems impossible and then working relentlessly to make it a reality. The most successful people in the world are those who dared to dream beyond the limits of their current circumstances. They didn't settle for what was in front of them. They imagined what could be. When you dream big, you open yourself up to endless possibilities. You're no longer constrained by what others think is possible or by the limitations of the present. Dreaming big pushes you to innovate, to take risks, and to pursue goals that others wouldn't even dare to attempt. But dreaming alone isn't enough. You have to take action on those dreams every single day. The future doesn't happen by accident. It happens because of the actions we take in the present. When I look at the success of Alibaba today, I know that it all started with a dream. And that dream became reality through hard work, persistence, and belief. So never be afraid to dream big. It's the first step toward creating something extraordinary. And as you pursue your dreams, remember that the key to lasting success lies in building something with purpose, with heart, and with resilience.
In one of the most eye-opening speeches of his career, Jack Ma delivered an inspiring message that resonated with millions. He challenged conventional thinking by explaining why fear of the future is a waste of time. Instead, he emphasized taking full responsibility for your own destiny, setting clear goals, and embracing change as a constant. Jack Ma's words, filled with wisdom from his own experiences, highlighted the importance of resilience, discipline, and mastering time management to succeed in both life and business. During the presentation, Jack Ma captivated the audience with his belief that success is not just about intelligence or emotional strength, but about a deep sense of purpose and love for what you do. His ability to connect deeply with his listeners came from his personal journey of failures, rejections, and the lessons he learned along the way. If not now, when? If not me, who? Was one of the powerful lines that left a lasting impact on everyone listening. This speech wasn't just about motivation. It was about transformation. Jack Ma's words encouraged the audience to take action immediately, reminding them that real success requires courage, a growth mindset, and the ability to dream big. He addressed the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people, mastering your emotions, and above all, never letting fear hold you back from taking the first step toward your dreams. Taking control of your own destiny is the first step toward true transformation. Jack Ma believes that as long as we continue to blame external circumstances, we will remain mere spectators in our own lives. When we take responsibility for every choice, every decision that has brought us to this moment, we open the door to new opportunities. By doing so, we stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I do to change this?" This shift in mindset is powerful and essential for any kind of personal progress. Accepting responsibility for your destiny also means acknowledging that everything up until now has been the result of past decisions. If you're willing to reflect on your choices and understand how they've shaped your current reality, you can rewrite your future path. As Jack Ma suggests, success lies in the hands of those who understand that the power to change starts from within, not from outside forces. Therefore, taking control isn't just an attitude change, it's a critical move toward improvement. A clear example of this can be seen in friends or acquaintances who, instead of focusing on their problems, found the strength to completely change their lives. Perhaps someone lost their job and, instead of feeling sorry for themselves, started a business that is now highly successful. This is the power of taking responsibility for our actions and destiny. The lesson here is simple. Only you can change the course of your life. And that change can happen faster than you think if you make the decision today. Having well-defined goals is like mapping out your route to success. Jack Ma highlights that many people miss out on opportunities because they lack clear objectives, relying instead on luck. However, as he wisely points out, hope is not a strategy. For those striving for success, it's essential to know exactly where they want to go. By setting specific goals, such as how much money do you want to earn, or in how much time, you turn vague dreams into something tangible and achievable. Additionally, it's crucial to write these goals down and review them regularly to ensure that your daily actions are aligned with your clear objective. Clear goals not only guide your actions, but also provide a sense of daily purpose. When you know what you're aiming for, each step taken has a greater meaning. Jack Ma believes it's impossible to measure progress without knowing the final destination, and this clarity makes all the difference. Writing down your goals also allows you to track your progress and make adjustments as necessary. Without this direction, people often waste time and energy on activities that don't bring real results. Imagine a friend who started saving money without a clear goal. He saved, but without knowing why. It wasn't until he decided he wanted to open a small coffee shop that his savings had a purpose, and he was able to achieve his dream. He not only set the goal, but also reviewed it regularly to ensure each small action brought him closer to his dream. This perfectly illustrates Jack Ma's point. Without goals and without reviewing them, you are like a ship adrift. When you chart your course with precision and review it often, you sail confidently toward success. Setting clear goals is crucial, but without discipline, they remain nothing more than dreams. Jack Ma stresses that discipline is the key ingredient that turns visions into reality. It's what keeps us moving forward, even on days when motivation is low. Discipline is not about perfection, it's about consistency. It's the ability to get back on track after a setback and continue pushing forward, no matter what obstacles come your way. Real discipline is built through small daily habits. Whether it's waking up a little earlier or dedicating time to personal development, these small actions accumulate over time and lead to significant changes. Jack Ma encourages focusing on consistent progress, no matter how small, because it's the daily discipline that leads to great achievements in the long run. A great example can be seen in athletes who, regardless of how they feel, commit to their training every day. They don't rely on how motivated they are. Instead, they let their discipline carry them through. In the same way, discipline in our daily actions ensures that we stay on course and make steady progress toward our goals. Jack Ma is a firm believer that leaders are lifelong learners and that true growth comes from continuous learning. The world is ever-changing, and those who stop learning will inevitably fall behind. Embracing a growth mindset means investing in yourself and always seeking ways to improve. Personal development isn't a one-time event, it's a lifelong journey. Even dedicating just 15 minutes a day to learning something new can accumulate valuable knowledge over time. Jack Ma highlights the importance of staying curious and adapting to new trends, technologies, and ideas. This mindset is not just about acquiring skills, but also about evolving as a person and becoming more adaptable to change. Think of it like exercising your brain. Just as physical exercise strengthens the body, mental exercise strengthens the mind. Whether it's reading books, attending workshops, or learning from online courses, continuous learning keeps you sharp and prepares you for the unexpected challenges life throws your way. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your thoughts, actions, and overall success. Jack Ma emphasizes that in order to grow, you must surround yourself with people who challenge and inspire you. The energy and mindset of those around you can either elevate you or hold you back. Surrounding yourself with the right individuals can significantly shorten the path to success. It's not about cutting off everyone in your life, but about setting boundaries with those who drain your energy or bring negativity. Jack Ma believes that success leaves clues, and by associating with people who have already achieved what you aspire to, you'll find valuable guidance and support. A great example is how successful entrepreneurs often form mastermind groups, where they can share ideas, challenges, and insights. These groups foster creativity and accountability, pushing each member to reach their full potential. It's a reminder that who you spend time with shapes your future. Time is the most valuable resource we have, and Jack Ma believes that managing it effectively determines the quality of our lives. Time doesn't wait for anyone, and how we choose to use it directly impacts our success. By focusing on the things that truly matter and eliminating distractions, we can make the most out of each day. One powerful technique is the 80-20 rule, which states that 80% of results come from 20% of the efforts. Jack Ma encourages identifying those high-impact activities and focusing on them to maximize productivity. Additionally, learning to say no to unimportant tasks or distractions is crucial to protecting your time and staying on track. A common mistake many people make is getting caught up in being busy rather than being productive. Successful people know how to prioritize their time for what truly matters, whether it's spending time with family, pursuing personal growth, or working on important projects. Managing time well ensures you live a balanced, fulfilling life. Emotions can be a driving force behind great decisions or a source of poor judgment if left unchecked. Jack Ma suggests that instead of suppressing emotions, we should learn how to manage them constructively. Emotions act as signals, alerting us to what needs attention in our lives, and it's up to us to interpret those signals without reacting impulsively. When we acknowledge emotions like anger or fear, we gain control over how we respond. Rather than allowing emotions to dictate actions, Jack Ma encourages reflection, using emotions as tools for understanding our own needs and motivations. This level of emotional intelligence allows us to approach challenges with a clear mind and steady resolve. For example, a leader who feels stressed before a major decision can channel that emotion into thorough preparation rather than panic. By mastering emotions, we ensure that we make thoughtful, deliberate decisions that contribute to personal and professional growth. Now that you've heard all of these powerful lessons, what will you do next? Success doesn't come from simply knowing. It comes from applying what you've learned. Are you ready to take responsibility for your destiny? Will you start setting clear goals and take action, even when fear and doubt creep in? The truth is, the future is yours to shape, but only if you're willing to put in the work. I challenge you to reflect on the point that resonated most with you. Was it the importance of discipline? The need for resilience in the face of failure? Or perhaps the idea of leading with love in everything you do? Whatever it was, let that insight fuel your next step. Watch this video again whenever you need a reminder, and don't hesitate to leave a comment sharing your thoughts. Your perspective matters. If you found value in this content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more insights about success and personal growth. And while you're here, take a moment to watch the next video. 10 Habits Keeping You Poor That the Rich Never Do. Jack Ma Motivation, where you'll dive even deeper into strategies for turning your dreams into reality. Let's keep growing together.